Get this started. When we come back, we're going to continue making some fused glass. But first, let's go back to the station with Simi.
All right, thanks very much for that. Tasha Kelley Scarsbrook is back with us this morning. Parenting expert, enterprising mom, all of those things, right? You're busy.
That's right.
Yeah, it's true.
Yes, all moms are busy. Your mom, you're busy.
That's absolutely true.
Yeah.
We're talking this morning about having different kids and how hard it is to make sure that they both feel like they are a priority.
Oh yeah, absolutely, yeah. And you know, the more, I have 2 children, you know, my daughter's 23 months, my son's 4.5. You know, when we start even looking at 3, 4, children in our household, we want to be able to give them some special alone time so they don't get lost in the shuffle. Everybody's concerns are addressed. Children are able to give a little bit about talk about what they like and what they don't like and get out there with them, give them that special time.
Now, Kelly, how important do you think this is? Because sometimes kids, this can affect them deeply, right? If they feel like they don't get your attention.
And they're not heard. I mean, when one child, my son is 4.5, my daughter's not yet talking a lot yet. So what happens is his likes, we do a lot what he likes to do because he voices that a lot more than my daughter does. So what we try to do is, my son will go with his grandparents. We'll take my daughter out for a walk. She's far more expressive, far more verbal when she's on her own.
I understand what you're saying, though, about you end up doing a lot of what the older child wants to do, but that balance shifts as you get older and the younger child wants to start asserting themselves and do what they want. How do you deal with it? At that point, right?
Well, that's right. And so setting aside that time where either they just have some time, alone time with mom, alone time with dad, or together both parents and the other children are doing something else with grandparents or friends, something else. So they're getting that special attention where their voice is heard, where they're getting to do something that they like to do, and they don't feel like they're getting lost. Right.
The key really is communication with them too, right? Because I'm forever explaining to them, okay, this is your time. You had your time, now it's your brother's time. So that makes a difference.
Yeah, and making them understand why the other child is getting that time. Your time is coming. We're going to be spending that time, and we do the same thing with my son. The difference is, I mean, obviously, my son had those 3 years where it was just my husband and I, and he got just that alone time with us, and even that said, I mean, he still gets that alone time with just us without his sister, so that he doesn't feel like now all of the attention is just put on his sister, right?
Yeah.
So we get that, that comes across and we explain that to him. So again, that open dialogue with him.
Always tell them, because it's not like they're too young to understand. They will understand.
Absolutely. And again, like you said, when they're older, 7, 10, just getting that across to them and making them understand that. And it's, absolutely.
Easy. It's not easy at that point either. And the other thing that's so important at that age that you're talking about is teaching them responsibility, because boy, they really don't want to hear anything like that at all.
No, and it's teaching them. I mean, like the lovely boys that you had on before. That's where
amazing. David and Benjamin, they were just
amazing boys. And see, when you start instilling that when they're young, it's never too early. 3, 4. When you start explaining to them, look, you start picking up after yourself. You have to start, being a helper in the house. And at that age, they really do want to, and you want to encourage that and foster that. My son, when he was 3, I couldn't figure out why his room always looked like, his playroom always looked like a bomb had gone off in it. And I'd say to him, pick up, and he'd say, oh, it's too hard. And at first I started thinking, okay, well, maybe that's just because he just doesn't get it, so I'd help. And then I'd start to find out, at his preschool, he leads the class on cleanup. He cleans up at his grandparents. So what am I doing wrong?
This is the classic thing that every parent says, is that you're well behaved elsewhere. How come you're not minding your manners at home, right?
At home. So what happened, I'd say to him, why aren't you doing it? Well, it's too hard. What it ended up, this is not fun. Mommy's not making it fun. So we started, doing sing-alongs, helping him pick up. We'd do a timing thing, okay, Lightning McQueen, and go, and that sort of thing. And then afterwards, what would happen is, now he's 4.5, I don't have to do those games with him anymore. He gets it. He picks up. And now his sister is emulating that behavior, and she's not even 2 yet. So my point is that you can start at this age. You can start talking to them about, being a helper, helping out in the house, all that sort of thing, and helping grocery shop. And what ends up happening is now they look forward to it. Now they take pride in that.
Yeah,
and
you got to be, it's like Dave was saying earlier, you got to
Yeah.
be able to give them their little jobs and give them the responsibility for those things, right?
That's right. And then what happens is, like those lovely boys who are on, that's the end result. You've got, they care, not only do they care about,
You'd hope that you keep your fingers
that's right,
crossed that would be the end result.
The foundation you've laid when they're that early is what they carry forward, and caring about the world around them, and taking responsibility and that sort of thing.
That would be great. Now, Kelly, you're going to hang around because we're going to talk about parents. It's not just about kids as well. Parents need a little help in terms of keeping the romance alive when the kids come along. So don't go away. 9:03, you're watching BT. We used to do
Teach your children well.